Let me ask you something uncomfortable. If headlines really moved markets, why do markets often move before the headline even makes sense? Why does price rally on bad news and crash on good news? Here's the truth. Markets don't listen to headlines. They listen to central banks. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because once you understand this, you'll never trade news the same way again. Retail traders trade headlines. Fed is dovish. Inflation is cooling. Rates unchanged. But headlines are designed for attention, not for accuracy. By the time a headline reaches you, institutions already moved. Because they weren't listening to words, they were tracking behavior. Central banks speak in signals, not sentences. Institutions track rate path expectations, balance sheet expansion or contraction, liquidity injections, funding stress in bond markets. Not what the Fed says, but what the Fed does repeatedly over time. One press conference doesn't matter. A pattern of behavior does. When central banks tighten liquidity, risk assets suffer. When they loosen, markets breathe. That's why markets move even when headlines look neutral. Because the real signal isn't in the news. It's in bond yields, dollar strength, global funding conditions. Headlines distract. Capital flow decides. This is where AI wins. AI doesn't react emotionally to headlines. It tracks central bank actions across cycles, historical reactions to policy shifts, how markets behave when liquidity conditions change. AI understands tone shifts before headlines explain them. Humans argue about what the Fed meant. AI measures what the Fed is doing. So if you've ever been confused thinking, the news was bullish, why did price drop? The news wasn't wrong, it was irrelevant. So here's the question you need to answer. Will you keep trading headlines written for clicks, or will you start tracking the behavior of the institutions that actually control liquidity? Comment below, headlines or central bank behavior? And if this video made the market feel clearer, you already know, this channel isn't about faster news. It's about deeper understanding.